buckle in. It's going to be a long one. So this week was all the Olympics and Paris. It was absolutely fantastic. Started off with table tennis. I got some videos of some odd serves. Everyone done the exact same serve. It was so odd. And this was one of the best rallies here. It was a Brazilian guy and Australian guy. It was absolutely fantastic. Alright, table tennis I kind of knew. I had played a lot before in my old job in ResMed. So it was exciting to see that in person. I kind of understood what was going on. Later on we went to badminton. Didn't understand as much as that, but learned the rules along the way and kind of read up on them, and was able to tell when people scored a rally or not. Yeah, but the stadium for badminton was a lot more impressive, obviously. So it was women's doubles and men's singles, I think we got to saw. Qualification 1. So there was an Irish guy competing in qualification 3. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see him. We bought these tickets about a year and a half ago, so obviously didn't know who was qualified, didn't know who was competing where, so that was unfortunate. But again, yeah, unbelievable to see this live. The French supporters were very, very loud, obviously, for their home support, and they had one. This guy was French on the left hand side here, so they were real loud, and it was real cool to see them support him. And he was absolutely phenomenal. I think he won this match quite easily against the guy from USA. The back left here is 2 women from Malaysia representing. They won their match. It was against Indonesia, so well done for them. And yeah, here's us doing the Mexican wave in the stadium. They got people doing this a lot. It was actually quite fun. This here match here was one of the most intense matches I've seen. Yeah, it was crazy. Very, very enjoyable. So yeah, we met up with Clara. She was there too. And then we went for some food, and we went to see what the Moulin Rouge was like, because we got tickets to it. Yeah, so we came back that evening, and this was the same day as the badminton, so this is the Tuesday, and we went to the Moulin Rouge. There was dress codes. We had to dress kind of nice. It was very, very warm, so on the way there I was sweating through the clothes. Yeah, this show is absolutely crazy. I would highly recommend it. Very, very enjoyable. They didn't let us actually video inside, as you can see in the leaflet in the bottom left there, so it didn't record too much after that. So yeah, that was actually fun. I really, really recommend going. Yeah, so this is just sightseeing. That's the Notre Dame. We didn't get to go in because they're still doing the reconstructions, but yeah. We took a lot of time out. So this was the Wednesday actually, and we didn't have trampoline until the Friday, so we didn't really have anything to do in between. So we decided to take advantage of that and just relax, do a bit of sightseeing. So that was just at this cafe, reading our books at the lunchtime, and then we went for a boat trip on Wednesday evening, up and down the Seine. It was really, really nice. I just can't believe that they made the triathletes swim in that, because it didn't look clean at all. So afterwards, we went to this Corona bar. This was really cool. It had set up sand and everything, and had a really, really nice vibe and a good bit of food. This was Marianne being bold, and this is Dwayne shaking her head there. That was quite funny. So we went to the Palace of Versailles as well. That's been on my list for a long time. It was a really, really cool place, and the weather was fantastic. Obviously the heat was ridiculous. I think it was like over 30 degrees every day. The humidity was absolutely insane. We had no air conditioning in the apartment either, so it made it really, really difficult to sleep. But yeah, Palace of Versailles is absolutely beautiful, but also something I'd recommend going to. It's absolutely gigantic, by the way. The gardens are lovely. Inside has lovely art. This one here was what the French people thought was like in Japan or China, sorry. And there's 2 lads playing Chinese chess in the background. The paintings on the roof are just mind-boggling how people could do that. And there's loads of artifacts from 15th century or 16th century France. This one is a massive painting of Napoleon's coronating his wife, I think. This entire room was dedicated to Napoleon. We got audio tours. this is that famous painting of Napoleon as well. We got audio tours, so it kind of told us the history as we went through each room. It just blows my mind that people are able to paint so beautifully and so massive. I don't know how long it would take people to paint these gigantic paintings. And then the last part of the tour was the gardens. I think we spent about, I'd say maybe 8-9 hours here easily, which is so big. Obviously this is the gardens, absolutely beautiful. The weather was a bit cooler now at this stage, so it wasn't too bad. But yeah, there was so much to see in the gardens as well. It was like a maze. We had a map to take us through the best routes, and there was just these little pockets of, I don't know what to call them, theatres, I guess, outside theatres, and just kind of seating areas and places to, I don't know, relax. I just don't understand how much wealth was here. Like, people are rich nowadays. Like, I just can't imagine people living like this anymore. It's absolutely crazy. So that evening we went to get the train home, but there actually was a bit of an explosion on the trains. We were quite scared, but it turned out to just be an electrical fault. So we got a taxi home. And on the taxi home, we saw thunderstorms. So it could have been related, I'm not too sure. But yeah, pretty exciting evening. As you can see here, I didn't actually get any lightning forks, I don't think, in the footage, but yeah, it was actually quite nice to sit on the balcony and watch the thunderstorm happen and kind of a bit of a rain. Didn't do it for too long, obviously, I was afraid of getting electrocuted. That's cool. And that brings us to the Friday, which was trampoline. I didn't actually manage to video that much. There's the Olympic rings. I didn't actually video that much during the trampoline because I was actually just engrossed in watching it. I had done a lot of prep for the women's final, or for the women's qualification final. I knew exactly what the routines were going to be and stuff. So that was really, really enjoyable. And Bryony won again, which was a shock to me and Dwayne, purely because when we watched the routine, we didn't think it was phenomenal, but it's hard to tell when you're not actually judging it. So this is just the warm-ups here, and then I think it jumps straight to the medal ceremony. This camera here was really cool. I kept looking at it. It was just on a rig. It didn't show too much footage live on it, so I think it might have been for promotional footage after the fact, but it was really cool. There's the Irish flag. Yeah, the atmosphere here was absolutely unbelievable. Again, more Mexican waves. Yeah, so this is the medal ceremony. Congratulations to Bryony again. So she's got the full set now, so that was really cool to be there and experience that and see history made. Really, 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 really fun. My preference actually was the women's finals was much more exciting than the men's, even though in men's later that day was really good too. I want these mats. I really want these mats. It's so cool. And I got to meet Karen Coburn. That was really cool. Yeah, so I have some footage from the guys' actual routines because Dylan wanted to video on my phone. So this is one of the Chinese athletes. I think he came third in the end. And Ivan Litvinovich, he won gold for men's, and his first routine in qualification was phenomenal. Probably one of the best routines I've ever seen. It was unbelievable. And this is the medal ceremony for these guys. So I think this is the guy that you just saw. I'm not too sure. And then that's Ivan getting his medal. He scored something crazy like 63, I think, which is one of the highest scores I've ever seen. And that evening then we went to meet Jay. So his gymnast Zach was in the Olympics. This is his first Olympic athlete, so congratulations to both of them. He done really well. He came fourth as well, so that was unbelievable. So that was an absolutely phenomenal week. And then back to reality here, and back to Ireland. So I straight away went to the Millstone and I met up with Anna, and this was actually her using the I'd never used the cam machine before. It's pretty cool. And then Lucci, the chef, gave me some free meals. That was nice. And then back to coaching, and me and Anna went for a bit of food on Sunday together before she had to go into work. So this was a crazy week, absolutely phenomenal. And now back to work.